Guilty about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You were always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics drier than the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen. I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we on a mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Back to throw here, Herbert. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam now. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
I know some guys, they love to start the year off with a deep shot downfield, trying to begin things with a home run ball. That might be the more exciting option, but I think that this was the smarter play.
Herbert. He's got his running back. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect.
That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 35. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in, because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching, and how about how he's picked things up.
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down. They go play fake. Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
They love to try to take advantage of his height, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to run it back and try it again. Maybe with a little less mustard on the throw.
Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes throwing on 4th. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense, but whistles come in. Remember, on 4th down, that becomes a dead ball if anyone other than the fumbler himself recovers. So it'll come back to the spot of the fumble, and that will mean that's going to wind up being a turnover on downs.
The Charger drive about to get going. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Now a 3rd and 6. Herbert now. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And this throw incomplete. Defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. In motion, Slayton. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they'll get to this and down it inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with it. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A big play there for KC. 62 yards.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year. And this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
Complete. It's Johnson. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the football as they've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Now receiver in motion left.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, touch and time here critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. Now Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Chiefs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Defensively, you give up the big chunk play there on the ground. Now they really have to bow up.
They certainly do, but I know how offensive linemen think. They don't care that the defense is going to bow up.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Chargers are an extra point away from evening this one up. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great play there. Making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Butker on for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
The score, Chiefs 14, Chargers 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot. Yeah. But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that Woody
He would have
Hayes?
kept it on the ground.
In motion, the tight end. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
They'll run on first down. It's Hampton. And he loses the football a second time. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Open target here, Darius Slayton. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On first down, Hampton, 53 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
That's complete. It's Okuegbunam.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Albert Okuegbunam, a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Chargers are an extra point away from drawing level. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, pulling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Mahomes going to throw. His throw incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They'll send Brown in motion right. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. And again, it's Mahomes. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Johnson running right. Down the right sideline. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
In motion, Slayton. Now it's Herbert. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll try the left side. It's Hampton, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And they take a 17-14 lead. So not the strongest of kicks we've seen him make, but he gets a favorable bounce, and it's 3 points all the same.
Yeah, that was one of those where he needed the 6-iron, but he pulled out the 9-iron. That one was run out of gas quickly, but he does manage to pop it over the bar.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Mahomes now to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Looking to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. Now on to punt this one away.
And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Chiefs 14.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs.
And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Byron Young in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. So the opening drive of this third quarter, they're trying to set the tone for the second half.
And without a doubt, they did exactly that. I've known coaches who have said the first 5 minutes of each half are so important to do exactly what you said, which is set the tone. I've also heard coaches talk about the first 5 plays. Let's go out and be aggressive right off the top. That's exactly what they did.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Down the sideline he goes. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Darius Slayton, 81 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead here this third quarter. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to... yard line. Great return. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here's Mahomes to throw. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. The man in motion is Brown.
And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Has a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now it's Mahomes again. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Deion Henley getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. Sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
There for the tackle was Trent McDuffie.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then
nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Under pressure, they got him again. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
They called out a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Throwing now is Mahomes. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught inside the 5. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. DK Metcalf, 46 yards. And the Chiefs have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. In motion, Slayton. Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Down the right sideline, inside the 10, and he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Chargers have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, they've got his man complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 70 yards. And the Chiefs, on the final play of the third quarter, have taken the lead. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, 1 play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here. Butker now to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Another important fourth-quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
Jamin Davis
able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
That is caught. He's got room at the 30. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
DK Metcalf.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Chiefs are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Butker now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Next to score, Chiefs 42, Chargers 31.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Chris Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brings up 2nd and 17 at the 23-yard line.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
In motion, Slayton.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Herbert now. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Here's Herbert. Dancing to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. Steps away to his left. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Byron Young
Getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing up.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning.
Now first and goal.
They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. He's got it. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Second and goal from the 1.
Now Herbert.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope when they have to slog their way downfield. They got the touchdown, but it's almost like, you know.
It doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep.
And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. Looking left side, and it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Back to throw. Mahomes. Eluding. Oh, no, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And that one not going to work at all. Boy, the defense all over it, and they blow that up behind the line. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
Gets it out quickly here to the left flank. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Chargers 37. Harrison Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand-new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Kansas City, they begin the new year 1-0 as they come out victorious here. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.